couple of days ago, the Patti LaBelle North Sea Jazz Festival from 2004 was the full concert was put on YouTube, and so I stayed up all night watching it, and then I was just like, let me talk about this because I've always wanted to see just like a random Patti LaBelle concert, like sort of the full thing. I feel like thank God YouTube has evolved and there's long form video to movies are put on or the bandwidth or whatever is able to sustain or hold up long form stuff. But I'm just like, thank God, because I've always wanted to see just like a random Patti LaBelle concert. I feel like everybody has random audios or random video of like Aretha, maybe Gladys, Diana, um, Janet. There's like Prince, tons of Prince videos. Like I just want like because I feel like when I started to like really fall in love with Patti LaBelle, probably a decade ago ish, there weren't there wasn't a lot of video, like not a whole lot of interviews, not a whole lot of like audio compared to like her peers. To me, I wanted like more than what there were online, or there was like really fuzzy videos or half an interview or just the performance on like a TV show or whatever. And so I've always wanted like more, and I still do want more. I think there's a lot of Patty fans, Miss Patty TV, um, a lot of other fans that maybe have like abandoned their channel, or they just stopped posting or stopped. Maybe I think maybe there's like a transfer from like not cassette, from like the camcorder to digital. Maybe that could be an issue. But there are a lot of like Patty little clips out there, but there's not a whole lot of like full shows like nowadays, like Beyonce or Lady Gaga or Katy Perry. Like everybody nowadays, you could just go and record a whole show and it's cool. And that's the thing I really liked about the Renaissance. There were a lot of full length shows, so we saw the whole show in random as Seattle or random North Carolina or the second show in LA or whatever. That's what I really enjoyed kind of about nowadays modern life and modern technology. So anyways, they by the way, look at this photo. I was looking to see if like I could find any reviews because this was a show. This was a lot that was going on, and it just brought up a bunch of her jazz performance days. I mean, her jazz festival performance pictures, which 94 and 95. These are like the late 90s. So this tour or this moment in her life, Timeless Journey came out. And you know what? Timeless Journey, it's on the list of really good albums by her. Uh, yeah. So we start off with Music Is My Life. She comes on stage and she sings it. And I really love this kind of like little short version, but it's like the repetition of the beat going on, and then it's just like you kind of get lost in the music, and she's like kind of getting lost in the music. It's a really good performance of Music Is My Life, or a really good musicality of Music Is My Life, which is always like a go-to for her. Joy, what is it called? Okay, wait. First of all, I got this jazz performance confused with there's another jazz performance that also was taped for like the Timeless Journey era. And I feel like this kind of had like, if you guys remember on like Direct TV, the one that I thought of, because it was a New Day, not New Day, it was Two Steps Away, and I think If You Ask Me To, that was taped on that one. She has like the orange or red dress on. On this one, she has like a yellow looking thing. So I was thinking like, remember like CDUK on like the like different channels on DirecTV like in 2004, 2005, 2006. Like there was like access to like music clips from different shows and like CDUK. Yeah, CDUK. That one had like that kind of flavor. Anyways, then she talks about her shoes, and she's like, "Guys, sorry, I'm late. I was having a hard time trying to get my shoes on in the hotel." And I'm like, "What? What does that mean?" Like, I'm so confused. Okay, but whatever. And she she was so switching. She looked really good. The shoes are really cute, and she ends up switching to like these other shoes that she ends up performing with on, and then she goes into "If You Ask Me To." Now, is it immediately? No, 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 not immediately. I think a couple of songs in, or maybe after "If You Ask Me To," you kind of notice something is going on because, with the voice, not just her, with the voice. Like the voice is like, what is going on? Like it's not like typical. It's not like a bad. It's not horrible or bad. It's just like it's not the usual Patty like vocal performance. And so she's like going into "If You Ask Me To," and I noticed in order for her, I noticed her doing the songs throughout this whole entire concert performance, which is like an hour and a half. When it's time to belt the high notes or crescendo into like the climax of the song, she goes there and it's no problem. But like just to get through the verse, like what she okay, so then we go through "Love Need to Want You," a little medley. She called it the Philly International Days, which okay. I was like, somebody okay, "Love Need to Want You," "If Only You Knew," and "Somebody Loves You, Baby." I think she had been doing that for a couple of years. Well, yeah, a couple of years prior to this moment. So I get like 6, 7 years at that point. But "Somebody Loves You," I was like, that's not a Philly International song, but Singular wrote it, right? And I believe that he was a part of the Philly International thing, which I always found so interesting how RCA or whoever she was signed to didn't give her songwriters in-house songwriters. And she was still working with people from Philly International. So I kind of feel like, did RCA or whoever she signed to, whatever album, whatever record, did they really care about her after like "The Winter in You"? Because she was still working with Nick and Ashford. My second album, "Be Yourself," she was still working with what's his name? The one with Dion, whatever, that white dude and the white woman. She was still working with them, but then it was just like, okay, we're gonna, and then this the whole Bud Ellison thing. Like, I really want to know, like, the whole Bud Ellison thing. How did they give? Was it like in a contract? Was she just like, I'm not gonna work with anybody else? What was it that Bud was like the EP of all of her '90s record, pretty much all of her records? I don't know. It's so interesting. Okay, so then we like, okay, something's going on. It's definitely something's going on with "Isn't It a Shame," because she sings it and I was just like, oh, her voice is not like getting through the verse is a problem. Oh no, no, I noticed Love and Need and Want You because Love and when she went over by the piano, she was just like it was like high energy. That was that okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. The energy was so high for Music Is My Life, if you ask me to. And then the beginning of Love and Need and Want You was so high, and then immediately it dropped. And she's just like kind of giving the lyrics, talking the lyrics out. She walks over to the piano and she's just like over it. I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And the thing is, some you can see sometimes the audience, you can see the audience, they're like kind of like nervously bopping, like questioning like what is going on, but they're still like dancing. The other thing is her band doesn't miss a beat, and I guess that's their job, just to play whatever, whenever, however, just play it. But some of them like kind of look concerned, and some of them weren't really like looking like they were concerned at all. It was just so weird. So, I forget when she talks about it, but I think it's around this time. Uh, I think after Isn't It a Shame, she goes into like yeah. It was after Isn't It a Shame. She talks about like her being diabetic and menopausal, and she's like they didn't have the same instruments to prick her finger to check her blood sugar. I'm guessing, and I'm like, oh, why didn't you bring your own? Like, isn't that like the thing as a diabetic? You bring your own equipment to test your sugar and stuff. I mean, that's what my mom does. My mom's a diabetic, and she always kept her stuff in stock to test her blood sugar. So I'm just like, Patty, what happened? And so I'm like, okay, I don't think it was the shoes. I think she was having. I've never seen this. Like, I don't know what was going on. Because I'm like, I've never seen any like diabetic go from like high energy to like completely low energy to like back to like normal to like high again to like high, then low. Like, I'm like, what is, I don't know what was going on. I'm not saying anything was like else was in the mix. And I was just like cracking up because it's like, what is really good? It's like she was just like, my blood sugar might be high and I don't know, or it could be low. I don't know. I'm like, should there be some kind of way you figure this out, Patty, and like get this regulated before you get on stage? But then she was talking about how she was sick. And that probably could have been a big, or she was recovering from the flu or something like that. And she was traveling. She was talking about like a plane, a bus, a train, and then getting to the hotel, take a shower, got to do the show. So it's just like, that's the rock and roll, quote unquote, singing life. But I don't understand. What's I going to say? Oh, her being sick. So I believe there's a couple of other videos on YouTube where I think she was in like Hawaii or somewhere, and her voice was like she was sick, or like not sick, but like her voice was going out, and I think that kind of was prevailing again because I do remember. I don't think she was really ever like her voice was like gone in like the 80s or 90s, but I remember in like the mid 90s, she was talking to Rolanda, and she was saying how her voice would go out and nothing would come out, and she would just be like, I hope that the audience is going to be mad at me. So I guess this is probably like the second time in her career that I recognize that, oh, the voice, she was like 60 at this point, and even though her voice does bounce back, it's a thing that happens. I'm guessing. So I think she was really, really sick, or she was still recovering. But anyways, I love this part of the set list because it's like we go into "You Are My Friend," which was pretty. Again, with like trying to get through the verses, I think this was a pretty good one, but it was just like the ending part was just like, what? It's just running on the floor. It's funny because that rolling on the floor thing is kind of like clockwork. It's funny, but it's entertaining, but whatever. And then I love we go into like oh. Here we go. Another like what the moment is going on. So she's like giving us talk about after you are my friend and the Jackie and be good to people conversation. She was giving a talk about how somebody was like telling her she was phony and F you, basically. And she's just like, I'm trying to be the best. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to be the best person that I can. And I want to check. Like, Homegirl was crying. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She was crying. This is on YouTube. You can go watch it now. Like, I was just like talking about it because I'm just like, this was a lot. And I was just like, Homegirl was crying. And I kind of feel bad for her because she was just like, she doesn't seem like a horrible person. Like, I understand, everybody has another side to them. Everybody is everything. I was just like, damn, what? Because somebody has said to this lady, this 60-year-old woman that, she was phony and fake when she gets on stage. She acts like some other person. I was like, who told her that? Why did she, like, take that so hard? I kind of did. I felt bad. But anyways, this whole, like, I love this part. You are my friend. Changed. I was thinking about Change, and I'm like, I think somebody else commented about Change, the gospel song by the Hawkins, somebody, one of them, and Change is really a modern gospel classic. Like, it's not that old, but it's still, I think I still remember in like 2006 or 7 or something like that, people were still singing it. People still sing it and still get like an emotional moment. Like, it's and it's interesting how certain just simple lyrics, or was it Donny Hathaway? Oh God, I forget. I don't really know. Because she sang with Donny Hathaway at like the BET Awards or some Essence Awards somewhere. But I'm just like, it's interesting how such simple songs can just take off and just become such classics and just like change the world and change people's souls and make people think and make people sing them in their own concerts. It's so interesting. But anyway, she did Change, and then New Day, like I said, New Day, here we go again. Trying to get through the verses, but when it's time to hit the, max, the climax of the song, we're gonna hit it and go on. And then she talks about divorce. I don't know where On My Own is at this point, but it's somewhere in here. And the dude that was singing On My Own, wait, this is a side note because I forgot where On My Own was. The dude that sings On My Own, it's funny how let me branch off right quick. Patti's singers are top notch. She chooses really incredible background singers. From 2024 to 1986. From the Sweeties to Deb. Wait, is her name Deb? Oh shoot. I think her name is Deb. Deborah. The one who's been singing her for so long. But anyways, from like the 1992 video or 91 video to the 3-4 mils she had with John and the other dudes in the late 90s, early 2000s, to this moment, to even 2024 with Asia and Deb, I think her name was. But she has such an incredible band and incredible singers. And I think that is such a great part of her musical live performances is her background singers can sing just as powerful as she can. and they can emote just as powerful as she does. It's really incredible. Shout out to her band, to be honest, and her background singers. But okay, there's two males that when they're singing on my own, they either sing it like their own, they sing it with their voice, or they sing it like kind of mimicking Donald, not Ronald McDonald, mimicking what's his name, Michael McDonald. And it's hilarious when they do it. Because it's like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just sing it the way you sound? And the two people that I recognized that did it was, oh shit, why can't I remember people's names? Wait, let me try YouTube it right quick. What's his name? The gospel dude that we were like, why did he leave her? Whatever. I can't think of his name. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Anyways, the gospel dude that was just with her, Tone, whatever. He did it kind of like McDonald, and then this dude in the video at the jazz festival in her band, he kind of sang like McDonald, and it was funny. But anyways, I think I'm done with that side note. So then she talks about divorce, and she's like, I literally just saw an interview where she was like, my husband thought we were, I mean, my son thought we were Rozzy and Ozzy Davis and Harriet, or whatever the lady's name is. And she was like, well, we're the ghetto version and we're not. I was just like, oh my God, this lady is hilarious. But then she keeps talking, she was just talking about the divorce. I'm like, why? I was just thinking, why is she talking about the divorce now? I'm like, oh, because I think the divorce was like a little bit fresh. Like it actually was finalized in like the early 2000s. And then she wrote, and then When a Woman Loves was just a bunch of covers. So she didn't sing, she didn't have a song about it or sing about it until Timer's Journey, which is 2004. And she goes into Not Right But Real. But before that, they were singing, let me see. They were singing a song, and it was mimicking or had like some of the same lyrics of Finally Got the Nerve, that's what it was. And I loved it because it was just like they were singing like a song that wasn't a song, taking elements from a song and made it like a whole different thing. And it was just her talking, them like in the background repeating these, like chanting these lyrics. And it was cool. It was really, really cool. And set up into Not Right But Real, and it was just like this smooth transition, which I really, really loved. And this was like a better vocal performance because she really just sounded like the record. They all sounded like the background, sounded like the record, which is really, really cool and really, really amazing. She delivered on Not Right But Real. Then we get into When You Smile, and she kind of talks about how it's that's what I do. Timeless Journey is like, it's a modern yet different music approach, and kind of even a different like vocal approach ish with Patti. Like it's modern in the way that I feel like Flame was pretty modern, or it was like of the time, unlike sort of like Gems. I don't feel like Gems is really that of the time or modern. No, not musically. No, it's a good, solid album on its own, but I don't know. It kind of sounds a little dated, a little bit. It is a little bit. what else? When You Smile, she was talking about how When You Smile was by Carlos Santana, and he like sent over the track, and it was sort of like this um, homage and situation to Celia Cruz, I think, who had just passed away in like 2003, 2004 ish. uh, yeah. When You Smile, I think no. When You Smile was on this one. Then we get into Two Steps Away, which I was just like, it's always a great performance. She always puts it on all, step away from the mic, go out, stepping away from the mic and just belting out the end of the song. And it's really like a Patti classic. It's like an underrated Patti classic that people know about, or it's just like an underrated moment, which is really cool. And always a really great song. That's again like a Two Steps Away. Like this album was so different. Two Steps Away. It's not like the typical love song that she's singing. Finally Got the Nerve. I'm Not Right But Real. Like these are like not typical. New Day even. It's not really like a typical Patti song that would be on Gems or on Flame. Shout out to this album. This is a really good album. It's not any anniversary for it, but so you know how she like steps away from the mic after Two Steps Away. She's not feeling the best. The voice isn't feeling the best. She's constantly spraying her voice with this spray and drinking water. I mean, she was backing that water down, getting in front of the fan, leaning over the piano, asking for a stool. It was just like, wow, it was a lot going on. So she steps away from the mic, right? And I feel like that she just like gave her all, and it took a moment to recover, because when you talk about love, also she was late. I said she was late, right? She was late, and so she was like, I don't know if they're gonna let me perform my whole set, which I think they ended up doing. I don't know. It didn't seem like any songs were cut, which I was kind of like, I don't know why she said that, because I'm sitting here like an hour through, like, there's more? And there was more. We get to When You Talk About Love, and homegirl starts crying. And I'm like, what? like she's literally crying, barely getting out the lyrics, or even wait. And I noticed on Music Is My Life, she kind of was messing up the lyrics too. So maybe she was having a diabetic moment. But When You Talk About Love, she was really messing up the lyrics. And I was just like, why is she crying? And that's really when things went left, because I'm noticing that's what I really meant. Like the audience, they were like bopping and dancing along. And I was like, is anybody gonna like do anything? Are they gonna like pause the show for a second? Like, what is going on? Like, she was crying. And I'm like, when you talk about love, that's not a crying song. That's an upbeat song. And I'm just like, oh my God, why is she crying? Is it like leftover Two Steps Away emotions? Why is this lady crying on stage when you talk about love? And then we get into the she goes in, she brings out her guitarist, and he's like dancing, or he's doing his little thing on the guitar. And here we go. Love and Happiness comes along. Al Green's Love and Happiness. And she's recovered a little bit from the crying. She's singing Love and Happiness. And she gives the mic to her background singer. which is interesting. She always, it's like she knows this because she gives the mic to the background singer and her mic, which is the main mic. And when she takes his mic, it's like his mic isn't on for whatever reason. And she always does that. She always does that, which is so noble of her, or like interesting, knowledgeable, noble. Like, my mic is going to work. Your mic probably isn't. So I'm going to give you my mic so the people can hear you sing, which is so amazing, so cute, so cool. She gives him the mic and just loses her mind. She's like dancing crazy. Not in a bad way. She's like dancing crazy, shaking her head, just like losing her mind. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? Like, she is such a fascinating performer. And then she, towards the end of the song, she moves the sound box and she goes down the stairs. And she's just like dancing down the stairs, dancing on the side. It's not really in the audience, which I thought she was going to go down to the audience, but she went like on the side. I don't know what that was over there. There was no security, no like body helping her. It looked dark. I'm like, please don't fall off the stage. She was just like out, just like gone. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, I literally watched it like 3 times because I'm like, I'm gonna go watch it again because I'm just like, that was so wild. She she kicked off her shoes too. She kicked off her shoes, I think, during When You Talk About Love. And then she just goes straight into the audience. And she's like physically moving this box, going down the stairs. And I think his name is Jeremy Womack. He's looking at her like, okay, do you need help? He didn't even help her. He's just like looking at her. Because I don't think he had any idea what was going on either. Shout out to this concert. This was crazy. Then this is the end of the concert. Lady Marmalade and then Over the Rainbow. I really had to talk about that Love and Happiness moment. That was so crazy. And a great little cover. She sings that so well. I'm gonna go watch it again. Thanks for listening. This is the Dare Show podcast. My Instagram is MyLove90Tonight. If you want to talk, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about this performance. There's already tons of comments on that performance, and it's already like at 2,000. Hopefully, we can get some more because I know this can't be the last jazz performance that they taped. Hopefully, if they do, they have like this 90s performance, and it's always they always have like 1 or 2 songs professionally recorded from these jazz concerts. I don't even think they like tape these jazz concerts anymore, because I remember like probably like a decade ago they were like taping the New Orleans Jazz Festival, and it would air, I think, on like Fuse. It wouldn't be a local channel because I'm in Louisiana. I don't think it was a local channel. I think it was on like Fuse or something. That's all I got. Shout out to Patti. And hopefully, we get this album this year, 208065. Oh yeah, she said she started the 8060. She started the 8065 tour in a couple of weeks in LA. But I'm like, you go on her website and it's like 2-3 concerts a month. So I'm like, this isn't really a norm, but whatever. Maybe there's more coming, more dates coming for the year. I don't think anything. Oh, the Juneteenth performance. I haven't watched. You know what? I don't think I said this on here yet, but I absolutely love when they don't have Patti singing If Only You Knew or Over the Rainbow. She sang Love Me to Want You. And then I think they had taped at some concert her singing When You Talk About Love, because I saw that on Eric Seat's Instagram post, and it looked like a professional record a professional recording. So I love when, yeah, she looked great. She also talked to some guy. It was like a little clip about what Juneteenth means to her. Oh, she was on The View. That was really fun. That was really, really fun. And she looked phenomenal. She looked really, really great on The View. Cooking chicken and waffles? Chicken and pancakes. Chicken and waffles. It was chicken and waffles. Funny. She looked great. Always a great moment. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Patti LaBelle. Thanks for listening. Bye.